From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie. This local and regional news update is brought to you by Northway Bank. Like Northway Bank on Facebook, and they'll donate $1 up to the first 1,000 to the New Hampshire Food Bank. Visit facebook.com/Northway Bank today. Northway Bank with 17 locations throughout New Hampshire. The people you know, the bank you trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Here's the news. U.S. Forest Service snow rangers are warning the public this week's unusual heat wave has quickly changed snow conditions on Mount Washington. Jeff Lane says the number one concern is the danger of falling ice. He calls a very real threat in Tuckerman and Huntington ravines. He says the best way to avoid the hazard is not to go under areas with ice, including the Lunch Rocks, a popular place to sit. Mountaineers are also advised to avoid thin spots near rocks and bushes and crevasses and waterfall holes. Rangers report the best snow coverage for skiers and riders, and the longest runs and least amount of hazards are in Left Gully or Hillman's Highway. The lower half of the Sherburne Ski Trail and the Lionhead Winter Route are closed. Lane reports a skier who was airlifted by Life Flight Helicopter of Maine off the mountain last weekend was discharged from a hospital earlier this week. He says the man who attended McGill University in Montreal fell while skiing down the chute in Tuckerman Ravine. An area Lane says has seen a high number of accidents in the past decade.
When he came to rescue, he was unconscious and seizing. The medical people that were on scene, the volunteer ski patrol, as well as the snow rangers in the bowl, decided that the best way to get him to medical care was via helicopter. It's a pretty unusual event. As far as we know, it hasn't happened where we've landed a helicopter in the bowl in approximately 20 years or more. There's not great landing zones. There's a lot of potential for things to go wrong. It all worked out well. The crowd that was in the bowl was really supportive. They all kind of stayed out of the way when they were asked to. Had a lot of volunteers help out, the bystanders who were EMTs and firefighters. It was kind of a group effort. It wasn't just the ski patrol and the snow rangers. It was everybody who was up there.
Lane says during the airlift, the winds were unusually calm. Enter Tuckerman Ravine Helicopter to view an online video of the airlift. For more information about the work of the snow rangers and the latest warnings and conditions, see the website at mountwashingtonavalanche.org. Lessons learned from Tropical Storm Irene will be among the topics discussed at the New Hampshire Water and Watershed Conference today. Governor John Lynch is speaking at the conference being held at Plymouth State University. The day-long gathering includes discussions on how the tropical storm affected the White Mountain National Forest, as well as what it's meant for the science and management of the rivers in New Hampshire. In Maine news, the legislative committee has agreed on a bill to overhaul the way development is regulated in Maine's unorganized territory. The Committee on Agriculture, Conservation, and Forestry gave final approval by a 12-0 vote yesterday, with one absent, to a bill to overhaul the Land Use Regulatory Commission, or LURC. Environmentalists say the worst part of the bill, which allowed counties to opt out of LURC oversight, was dropped. Republicans call the finished product a compromise. In the weather today, the National Weather Service says the area continues in a dry spell due to the lack of rain and has issued a red flag warning for high fire danger for all but northern New Hampshire today, saying the combination of high winds and low humidity will create dangerous fire growth potential. A fire weather watch continues for southern and western Maine, except for the mountains. Otherwise, mostly sunny today, cooler with highs in the mid-60s. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts up to 30. Partly cloudy tonight, colder with lows in the upper 20s. Northwest winds around 10 miles per hour in the evening, becoming light. And mostly cloudy Saturday, highs in the upper 50s. From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie.